Perhaps you watched yesterday's video and you're thinking, okay, if God cares about suffering, why is our world being ravaged by this terrible pandemic? Today's question, is God in control? Again, the Bible's answer is emphatically yes. He's in control of everything. How does that fit with suffering? Well, three things that I want to draw out from what the Bible says. Firstly, God is bringing about an end to suffering. That is the big picture, like I mentioned yesterday. Second, God can use suffering for good purposes. We can see that most clearly in the suffering of Jesus Christ on the cross, the day that Christians remember as Good Friday. How can it be called good? Well, because of all the good that was achieved through that suffering. And third, and this is perhaps most difficult for us, suffering and death came into the world, according to the Bible, not because of God's desire, but because humanity rejected God. We said we don't want God in charge, and by turning away from the God of life and goodness, we face suffering and death. That's what the Garden of Eden story is all about. Now, that isn't to say that those who suffer more have rejected God in bigger ways. No, that's not what the Bible says at all. Rather, we have as a whole race rejected God, and so as a whole race we face suffering and death. And what we need is for God to provide a way back to Him, to provide the solution to suffering. And that's what the Easter story is all about. Please do come and find out more about it. It's Easter Sunday, 10:30. Join us on Zoom or on YouTube Live, and ask your questions at greater length that evening, 7:30 p.m. Thanks very much.